edition of the Smoking Den. I'm Smokey Dan, your host, and tonight we're going to be reviewing the Headley Grange. And this cigar is a new upstart, but it's been making some big waves. It's made by a company called Crown Heads. It's only been around for a couple of years, and this particular cigar came out in 2012 in one size, and then last year, I believe it was, won the 24th best cigar of the year from Cigar Aficionado. Pretty heady stuff. It's named after the estate where, Led Zeppelin's When the Levee Breaks. So if you're a Led Zeppelin fan, and I gotta imagine at least one of you has to be, because I mean, who doesn't like Led Zeppelin? Even if you don't like a rock, you have to like Led Zeppelin. I mean, come on. Anyway, you might want to be trying it just for that fact. I've already punched it. Kind of an ugly wrapper. It's smoother than it looks, but it's very veiny. Some wrinkles in there too. It's Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper with Nicaraguan long fillers, and it was made by E.P. Carrillo for Crown Heads. That's another guy who's been making a big name for himself in the cigar industry, and I have never had one of his cigars, I'm ashamed to say, so I'm looking forward to this. Alright, this thing needs a real cut. Very, very complex cedary flavors. A lot of layered cedar flavors with a little bit of toasted nuts coming in the back palate. It's interesting. It's funny because I've never really thought about cedar as being, you know, a flavor that ever really gets super developed. It's one of those flavors that sort of, it's there in some capacity or it isn't for me, but this one is pretty developed. It's also got a silly tough draw, which I'm not thrilled about. Toasted nuts is coming in there a lot more in the top palate now, and it's probably from the retrohale, but I'm also getting just a smidge of caramel and leather, but just a real smidge right in the top palate too. A little bit of sweetness in the finish, like a sweet woodsy note. This is, I'm debating whether I put this in the medium or medium to full body, but that should sort of make itself apparent as I smoke the rest of the cigar. I am happy that draw is finally loosening up just a touch. But in any case, got a lot left to smoke on this, so I'll be back in a couple of seconds on your YouTube screen with the verdict. And we're back with a quick interlude. I'll tell you, there's another guy out there, he's real popular, I think he's called Real Cig Reviews, and he smokes pretty much everything. When he's always smoking a cigar, he has this catchphrase of his. He says, "Look at that ash. Look at that ash." That's still going. And I can't even tap this off. It's like it's glued to the cigar. I think it's pretty cool. Also, really quickly, I mentioned that it had Nicaraguan fillers, but it is made in the Dominican Republic. And this is one of 2 Toro sizes that this cigar comes in. This is the doble, I believe. And it's a 6.1 by 50 ring gauge. And the ring gauge is kind of funny. It's a slight box press to it. It lends itself to a real elegant mouthfeel. But we'll be back in a couple of seconds with the verdict. And we're back for the verdict on this Headley Grange Doble. First things first, the ash speaks for itself at this point. The draw has been perfect, thank God, and the burn has been perfect. I was sort of debating earlier in the video whether I wanted to classify it as medium or medium to full. It's definitely a medium-bodied cigar. The flavor profile is wonderful. About a third of the way in, it picked up this really wonderful caramel flavor that comes in the back, the front and top palate, and mingles with the cedar, and then just follows through in the finish. It's really, really nice. A little bit of toasted nuts, and once again, that really big core of woodsy flavors. If you like woodsy, cedary cigars, this is a must try. This is one of the most developed cedar profiles I've ever had. Really, really tasty. Also, just a little bit of pepper coming through, and that sort of just developed in this, in the last inch here, which is pretty neat. The dab of cream that turns into the caramel, it's just a really tasty cigar. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I'm really, really, really excited to try more of E.P. Carrillo's blends. Really fantastic intro for me. Price-wise, I paid $9.50 for this stick. And even at that price, I would wholeheartedly recommend trying one. Like I said, especially if you like woodsy flavors. It is awesome. In any case, I've enjoyed this cigar a lot, but if this is your first time to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the dislike button, and leave a comment. In any case, keep smoking whatever you're smoking. We'll see you around for the next review.